And let me say something about the TARP bill and bipartisanship, because I've called for bipartisanship here in making tough decisions. And we hear a lot about the lack of bipartisanship in the Congress, mainly from the minority party. But I want you to recall the TARP bill when the Secretary of the Treasury, President of the United States, and the head of the Federal Reserve came to Congress on a Thursday night, a Congress led by Democrats, and said that we are confronting a crisis, and if we do not act immediately, the fiscal crisis may well result in a depression. Not a recession, but a depression. Confronted with an administration, albeit of the other party, that said we were at a crisis, and having consulted many economists across the board of the depth of the crisis, and convinced that, in fact, the administration's representations were correct, the Democratic leadership responded to the president, and although they sent us a 3-page bill, and we expanded that bill by 4 or 5 times, it was still a pretty short bill. To act quickly, $700 billion was put on the table. That bill passed only after the second effort, as you recall. The president's own party did not support him on that. A third of them did, and then almost half of them did the second time around, not quite a half. And we passed that bill. Then the president took office, and the economy was in very bad shape when he took office. There were 726,000 jobs being lost in the 3 months prior to his taking office per month. Stock market was declining very rapidly, and the GDP was in some of its lowest declines. In the last 4 quarters, we went from 726,000 unemployment as a result of the passage of the Recovery and Reinvestment Act and the stabilizing of the fiscal markets. We went from 726,000 lost in the last 3 months of the Bush administration to 35,000 lost on average in the last 3 months. Now that is progress but not success.